welcome to my journey. We're going to take this and train it to compete in this. Yes, you heard right. This fat, unfit, middle-aged man is going to compete in the Cairns Ironman Triathlon 2024. That's a 3.8k swim, 180k bike ride, and a 42k run. Well, hopefully run. Starting 60 weeks out, you can follow me and see if I've got what it takes to make it all the way. Every week we'll have a new episode and you can see the highs and lows, all the tears, all the blood, all the sweat, and there'll be lots of sweat. I hope you join me and enjoy this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you do. We'll see you soon. Oh, and make sure if you see me out on the trail, say hi, give me some encouragement, or something like that. So, a little different this week. We started off the week with a quick trip to Mission Beach, which is a couple of hours north of Townsville, and just needed to do something a little different for a little bit. And so set off just to have a nice relaxing day, my beautiful wife and I, and it was really lovely to just have a little break, even if it was just for a day. No exercise, no kids, no work, just a little day trip, a lovely lunch and a bit of time out in the sunshine on the beach. So just thought we'd give you a little taste of what we did up there. It's really worth going to Mission Beach if you ever want to have, a postcard at every turn type experience. Then Mission Beach is the place to go, as you'll see from some of the footage. So enjoy, and hope you can find your way there for a little break too. Welcome to week 7. Just finished my swim on Tuesday morning. Did my first 1500 Ks without a break. 1500 Ks. Wouldn't that be good? 1500 meters, I should say. So I can now officially swim the distance of the Townsville triathlon without needing a break. So that's a good start. Big announcement this week of now, in case doing an Ironman in 2024 it wasn't a big enough challenge, I've also decided that I want to raise $1,000 per kilometre for Beyond Blue as part of that, and so we'll be amping up that side of things as well, because I'm a big believer that the physical and the mental side of your body go hand in hand, and a big part of the reason for me doing this Ironman is to make sure that not only am I physically fit moving into that 50 range, but also to increase my mental health as well, because exercising for me is really beneficial, and I've known that for a long time but just didn't always do it. So this is a big part of that, and whilst I'm really lucky to have my family, friends and work colleagues that I can talk to when things are difficult, like they have been at certain times in my life, not everyone has that, and Beyond Blue is a really good organisation that can help you if you need someone to talk to. So raising $225,000 by the Ironman next year is the target. $1,000 per kilometre that I'm going to do in the Ironman, and so yeah, just get behind it if you can, or join the team if you want to. If you want to help raise more money than that, you can join the Take the Next Right team and get yourself out there and start your own journey and share your own story. So so that's the big announcement this week. Obviously we'll do more and more around that, as well as just doing the Ironman training, but yeah, I'm really excited to make it even bigger than what it was. So what's on the agenda this week? Off to Bowen on Friday to see my parents, but also just more training, just trying to put more together now, I guess. So starting to put some good kilometers down, getting some personal bests, as you'll see in the graphical update. So I really want to make sure that we now start to focus on putting things together. So at some point in the next few weeks, I'll actually do the whole Townsville Triathlon in one day, just as a test run for myself. Obviously before the event, because I'm starting to get all of those kilometers pretty close now, except for the run. So yeah, it's just building on all of that, making sure that I do it the right way, and in a few weeks again we'll go back and touch base with James, look at the blood results, do another assessment. So lots happening. Enjoy the rest of the video, and I'll see you later. Okay, let's have a look at this week's update. Things tracking well, even though it felt like a bad week last week. Maybe a bit mentally, it actually came down to be good numbers. So new PB in my 5k run, and as you'll see, that is now almost at where I want it to be, in 35 minutes for 5ks. 30k ride, big chunk off that one. I pushed myself very hard for that 30k ride to get it almost down to an hour, and my swim is still tracking the same. So the good news is that these times are all getting towards my goals, and so that's fantastic. Everything's tracking well. Didn't actually lose any more weight last week. Obviously had a bad day food wise, and but I'm not expecting to have a miracle every week, so we'll keep an eye on that. But we saw from last week the body composition analysis, there's a lot of factors to take into here, so certainly didn't put weight on, just didn't knock any off this week. So all in all, still pretty happy with how things are tracking. Everything's going in the right direction. It's going to be a lot more grinding moving forward. I'm not going to do, like times drop off for 30 Ks on my bike is not going to keep down on that trajectory. Same for the other things. I'm imagining things are going to flatten out more over the next couple of months as I make smaller gains, but still really happy with how everything's tracking. Had a big ride this morning, full 50 Ks, Wednesday midweek. It was went really well actually. The ride was good, hour and 50 minutes, which is not a bad time. But Jesus Christ, took to knock the shit out of me for the morning. I'm gonna have to eat if I'm gonna do those kind of rides, because that was too much without food. So, because by lunchtime I was just about done. So, but after lunch, I feel much better. Get out here and do the hill. So, all good. So, hill tonight. No records or anything like that. Just normal exercise session. Swim tomorrow. Same old, same old. So, but it's been a good week so far. Doing some good numbers and body's feeling good. Losing weight again this week, which is nice. So just goes to show you, even a little bit off with the diet and makes a huge difference. So lesson learned. The big news this week is that we've turned this little adventure in getting fit, losing weight, feeling strong, doing the Ironman next year into a bit more than that. So, gonna raise money for Beyond Blue and awareness of mental health. And for me, especially with business owners, it's just not something that's talked about very much. And it really should be, because as business owners, we're not very good at telling people the truth about how we're going. Ask any business owner and they'll, how's things? And they'll go, oh good, getting by. And that's not even close to the truth usually. So I really want to try and raise awareness about that and some money along the way. So the idea is to raise $1,000 per kilometre for what we're doing in the Ironman, so which is 225 kilometres roughly. So it's 225,000 we're trying to raise. So really need some help in this, because obviously I can't pay it all myself. So any way you can help will be fantastic, whether that's sharing my story, sending some encouragement my way, making a small donation. It doesn't really matter what it is. Connecting me with people who can help. You can even join my team on Beyond Blue's fundraising website. The team's called Take the Next Right, and you can join it and raise money yourself to add to the total. So that would be fantastic too. The more people, especially business owners and managers, who we can get making sure that they're fit and healthy and strong, certainly makes a huge difference on your mental health. And I think that's the key for me, is that if I'm physically strong, there's a much better chance of me being mentally strong. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed, but you give yourself the best chance, and that's all you can ask for, really. So that's a little bit about what we're doing. Hopefully we got a whole year basically to get it done, so pretty confident at this point. We'll see if I'm still confident in a year's time. There's a few mistakes that I feel like I've made in my mental health over the years. And I don't say this to be mean to myself, it's more of a recognition that we all make mistakes. The first one, which might not be obvious to everyone, is that I just took it for granted. I didn't even think about the fact that I might not feel good at some point. So that might sound strange, but I think it's a bit like your fitness. It's easy to forget about and let it lapse and just think that it's taking care of itself. But it's not. Everything about you as a human being takes a bit of work. You've got to maintain it, you've got to work on it. It changes over time. So I think that's the first big mistake that I made, was just thinking it would take care of itself, because it doesn't, and it can change quite drastically, quite quickly. So now I'm much more conscious of how I feel, recognizing that some days I don't feel good and some days I do, and being aware of that, I think, is one of the first steps. Awareness of where you're at, what's going on. So now I might add, I'm no expert, but I'm just really relating my own story here. So I think that's all you can do as a regular person. I'm not trying to give mental health advice. So for all those worried, the second thing that I did wrong was let my body go. Because for me, my mental health is really tied to exercise in a large part. I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but I feel good when I'm exercising. It's easier to feel good. Less things affect me. So letting myself go, in the last 10 years of owning a business has been, it was a big mistake, obviously, but, we're all geniuses in hindsight. And I think the third thing, there's probably many more in reality, but the third main thing, I think that I didn't trust enough people around me with the truth. When I wasn't feeling good, or when I was struggling, I don't know, I just didn't think anyone wanted to hear that. And I didn't know if anyone could actually help me. So I think just being more honest now, is a big part. And you don't have to spill your guts to random strangers, but people that you've known, people that you trust, being able to be honest with them, you could be surprised with the response that you might get. I've got a group of people now around me that I can reach out to if I need to, and they get it. They're business owners, they've been through it, they understand. So, and they know not every day's a picnic. So I think for me, that being able to let go and be honest is a big thing, because I think it comes down to trusting the people around you enough to just say, hey, you know what, life's a bit shit at the moment, I'm having a bit of trouble, and you might not need them to do anything, although sometimes you do, but it could just be that you need someone to talk to, someone to offload on, whatever it might be. Sometimes just admitting the truth to someone will lift the weight off your shoulders. So they're the three things I think that have led me to the point where I am now. So lessons for all those out there: don't do those things, or try to do it in a better way. Yeah, I don't want to give advice, so to speak, in this series of videos, because it's not my place to give advice. What I do like to say to people is, don't be afraid to work on yourself. You know, we're all a work in progress, so do research, read, talk to other people, find out what works for them, try it yourself. I don't think there's anything wrong with trying. There is one thing that I would really appreciate some help with, and that's fundraising. I'm not what you would call an expert at fundraising, and I've got quite a total to build up. So if anyone's got some great ideas on how we can get that to happen, then please reach out to me and let's make it work. Wow, first 2K swim down, felt really good actually. So 62 minutes, not bad for 2Ks. So just keep plugging away and we'll be there in no time. It's been a great week. It's really exciting to put the fundraising out there. It's a big target and I need lots of help. So please share, like, tell your friends, get everyone involved, start your own journey, raise your own money, join the crew, whatever it takes. And if you need someone to talk to, there's always an option. So don't become a statistic, make sure you reach out, and we'll see you next week.